What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life to the fullest today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2023 Volkswagen Golf GTI SE. Huge thank you to David Roach over at Safford Volkswagen of Fredericksburg, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular GTI or any Volkswagen product, I'll be sure to have David's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. Man, it is literally perfect weather to film a review right now, so I feel very, very lucky. But just like I always do, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So, like I said, this is a 2023 Volkswagen Golf GTI SE, and this particular one has been painted in deep black pearl. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start with our headlights, then we're going to work our way down and around into the back end of the exterior. So like I said, we're going to start with the headlights. So as standard with the SE, you get adaptive LED headlights with dynamic cornering as well as LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals. You also get an LED light bar strip, and then you also get LED fog lights with cornering. But now, taking a step back, let's take in the entire front end of the Mark 8 GTI. I really like the way that the Mark 8 looks, and I think the light bar that you get with the SE trim level is absolutely sick. So talking about that light bar, you can see the light bar is on both sides of your Volkswagen emblem. And then why I wanted to point out the light bar again is just above your light bar again on both sides. You get that red trim strip above the light bar again, just to signify that this is a GTI. And then on the passenger side of your upper front grille is where you will find your red GTI logo, and then obviously at the center is where you will find your Volkswagen logo. Now, I'm going to take a step back and we're going to take in the majority of the front end, which is basically your satin black lower grille. So this is where the majority of the air gets sucked into the motor, is down here. So again, this is your satin black lower grille, and you also get 4 integrated parking sensors with your satin black front grille as well. Now, I did want to show you another thing, is that on both sides of your front bumper at the bottom, you get these satin black ground effects. It's kind of like you have a chin splitter on the outsides of your bumper, but like the mid piece doesn't necessarily get any sort of ground effects. It's mostly on the outer sides of your front bumper. Then you get a reflector right here. A couple things I wanted to mention that you get with the GTI include a VAQ limited slip front differential lock, as well as an XDS cross differential system. Basically, both of those things work together to give you better traction and handling. Now, this particular GTI has been optioned with the $395 black wheel package, and essentially what you get with that package are these 18-inch black painted wheels, and these wheels are wrapped in 225/40 Goodyear Eagle Sport all-season tires. I'll give you a view of the tread pattern on those tires as best that I can, and then just behind your front wheels you get those red painted brake calipers as well. And then coming up just a little bit, you have your GTI fender badging here, and then as standard with the SE trim level, you get rain sensing wipers as well as heated windshield wiper nozzles. So let's say you live in Alaska or any cold climate, you don't have to worry about your washer nozzles not spraying because they're iced up, because again, this does have the heated washer nozzles. But anyways, working our way into the side view mirrors, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals, and as standard, these side view mirrors are heated, manual folding. You get the memory function, so not only is it going to memorize your driver's seat, it's also going to memorize your side view mirror settings as well. And then you get blind spot monitoring on the inside of both of your side view mirrors right here, and then about right there on your passenger side view mirror. And then all the way at the bottom of your side view mirrors, you get these LED puddle lights right here. So very, very nice. Makes it a little bit easier to step in and out of the vehicle at night. Also, you guys are always asking what the vehicles look like with the sunroofs open. So that is what it looks like with the sunroof open, and the panoramic sunroof does come standard with the SE trim level. Now, let's do a little side profile shot of the Mark 8. There you go. You may be able to see you get black window trim as well as body color door handles with keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, and you can unlock and or lock the vehicle. And then at the bottom of all your passenger doors, you get these satin black side skirts. I'm going to give you a better view of what they look like, because they are actually moderately aggressive. That's a closer look at what they look like here. And then I'm going to give you another view of what they look like from back here as well. Again, they just add to the sporty appearance of the GTI. And then up top here, no matter if you get this thing in white, red, blue, I don't care, you get a gloss black shark fin antenna up top here. And then you also get a body color roof spoiler around back. Then you have your integrated third brake light in that roof spoiler, rear window defroster, you got your rear wiper right here. Then you also do get LED taillights back here as well. Coming back to the center, I apologize about that dealer tag right there, but you can see you have your Volkswagen logo located at the center of your hatch, and then just beneath that you have your red GTI emblem. If you wanted to get into the hatch, all you got to do, it's kind of interesting. You literally push up on that, and then you pull up, and then the hatch opens up. You can see you got your cargo cover up top there. I apologize for the mess back here, but there are a couple options that this vehicle has. So basically this vehicle has the $296 monster mats with the cargo management system, which is what these blocks are right here. This also has the optional $173 bumper protection plate, which is what this piece is right here in gloss black. So instead of scratching up the actual bumper piece, you'd be scratching up this bumper protection plate, which is literally, you know, made to get scratched up. Not that you want to scratch it up, but that is basically what its job is. And then last but not least, this also has the optional $110 first aid and roadside kits. So between both of these kits, both of them combined cost 110 bucks, and they are useful. You can see what you get in them. You get jumper cables, that like triangle panic thing, and the first aid kit. Very, very useful option here. And for 110 bucks, I think that is absolutely worth it. And then underneath all of this stuff, is there anything that we can see underneath here? If I pull up on this, you got your spare tire down there, and you know, all the necessities to change a spare tire. So very nice to see a spare tire on this vehicle. And honestly, a decent amount of storage space back here. If you need a little bit more storage space, you can always fold your second row seats down. You can see you get quite a bit more storage space with the second row seats down. But again, that's kind of about it for what we got going on back here, other than you get a 12-volt power outlet on the passenger side of the trunk. And then that about does it for the trunk area. But then closing that back up, pretty cool to have that hatch. Coming down just a little bit, let's take a look at our rear bumper, because you get 4 integrated parking sensors back here, as well as 2 reflectors. You get a satin black rear valance with your dual exhaust setup. And then one more thing I wanted to say is that 87 octane will do you just fine. However, you do not get a capless filler neck. You still got to screw that off, but you can see regular unleaded will do you just fine. And that kind of about does it for the exterior walk around of the Mark 8 GTI. Let me know if you guys like the styling of the Mark 8, or do you prefer the Mark 7, the Mark 6, the Mark 5? Again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I do think, considering what this looks like, what it feels like to drive, and what it feels like to sit in and feel all the, you know, interior pieces and stuff, I think it is a great value for what you get, because it is actually very, very quick from that 0 to 60, 0 to 70 range. And even, you know, climbing up, it's still a pretty dang quick vehicle. But again, let me know what you think of this vehicle in the comments down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Hopping open that hood reveals that 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder that makes 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. This particular vehicle has been optioned with the $800 7-speed DSG transmission. And then with the DSG option, you can go from 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 24 miles per gallon in the city, 34 miles per gallon on the highway, for 28 miles per gallon combined. And honestly, considering the power and considering that 0 to 60 time, I think this thing does very well fuel economy wise as well as power wise. It's just a very fun little vehicle to drive. And you know, if you don't know what a GTI is and you see those horsepower and torque figures, you'd be like, dang, I thought it'd have a little bit more. You got to experience what it's like to drive one of these, because I think it will surprise you with those horsepower and torque figures, just how quick this little thing is. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. You know, I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I really appreciate it. If you guys would just take a second, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, maybe leave a comment in the comment section down below. All those likes and comments really look good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm. But anyways, with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. All right, moving on into the interior. Like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, you do get keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across that line right there, and now the vehicle is locked. I did want to walk you through a couple of the functions on the key fob. So it's pretty much just like any other vehicle. You have your panic function, your lock function, your hatch function, and your unlock function. But I did want to show you just what the key fob looks like. So it's piano black on both sides, and then you basically have like a chrome surround around the key. It's a very nice feeling key. It's got a nice weight to it, and yeah, I just like the way the key fob looks like, or looks. But anyways, taking a look at what our driver's side door panel looks like. So you can see at the top of the door panel, you get some vinyl wrapping, and then you get a satin chrome looking door handle. You're unlocking your lock functions, some gray trim, some more vinyl. You get a little bit of leather right here, your power side view mirror controls, and then if you twist that all the way back, that turns your heated side view mirrors on or off. And then you get automatic up and down windows at all four corners. That is going to restrict your passenger window privileges, and then you get quite a bit of storage space at the bottom of your door panel. Now, I did want to say, with the SE trim level selected, you do get a Harman Kardon sound system, so you get a Harman Kardon speaker right there. However, the fancy speakers are in your A-pillars, the ones that say Harman Kardon there and on that side as well. Stepping back just a little bit, this vehicle has been optioned with the $1,225 SE leather seats package, which basically gives you a power front driver's seat with memory functions. You get 3 memory seat functions, and then it also gives you ventilated front seats and Vienna leather seating surfaces. So all your seats are leather, ventilated front seats, GTI on the seat back. It's a very nice looking seat, and then it's also very comfortable as well. There are your memory settings, and then those are your power seat controls. You also get power lumbar as well. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that take a look at these floor mats down here. These are an option, and these are the $296 monster mats. So basically they're all-weather floor mats for back here and back here, as well as the cargo tray in the rear. But now let's step into the interior and let's fire this thing up. So to fire this vehicle up, just push your foot on the brake, key fob in the interior, push to start. It's got a relatively aggressive startup. You hear it's like, I definitely like that. And then you get to see it's Harman Kardon right there by Harman. Very cool. I do want to turn the climate system off because it's going to mess with the audio. And this is one thing I wish I had the physical climate control button, because it wasn't like instantly going into the climate. You know, it takes a little bit of a second, and then it didn't want to do it, and now I just want to turn the climate system off. So I do wish that there was a physical button for the climate control system, but there's not. So what are you going to do? But anyways, coming over to here, basically are your headlight controls. So press this mode button right here. Right now we're in headlights automatic. Now I am low beam lights on. Click that one more time, and then that's going to put me into my parking lights. And then click that one more time, it's put me into lights off. One more time, basically back into automatic. And then pressing on that is going to turn your fog lights on or off. And then that's your front defroster to max, and then that is your rear defroster right there. Coming down, you get an HVAC vent. Flipping this thing down right here gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, so you can bring it towards you, you can push it away from you, and then you can move it up and down to your liking. But now let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like in the Mark 8 GTI. I like how when I closed the door, the seat came forward just a little bit. And then, yeah, coming back just a little bit, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel that also happens to be heated. And then you get the red accent colored stitching on the inside of the steering wheel. GTI at the bottom with that red trim. This has been optioned with the DSG transmission, so you do get the Tiptronic back here. Basically, it's just paddle shifters, but they like to call it Tiptronic. Downshift on the left, upshift on the right, and then you do get adaptive cruise control as standard with the SE. So here are your adaptive cruise control settings, and then down here, this is to volume up, pushing back down is to volume down, and then basically pushing right here is to go back on a track, pushing right here is to go forward on a track. And one thing that's pretty cool is that you do get some haptic feedback when pressing the buttons as well, which is very, very nice. And then clicking on this button right here is going to turn your heated steering wheel on. You get 3 levels of adjustability with that heated steering wheel, and then that is to speak to the vehicle. And then this all these buttons here and the view button are all to control your 10.25 inch digital gauge cluster that is configurable. It's a very nice screen, but before we get into that, I want to show you what the horn sounds like. So here you go. That is what the horn sounds like on the GTI. But anyways, like I said, these controls control that screen over there. So we might as well go throughout that screen. So basically, if you go throughout this view button right here, watch what happens. It's gonna bring you in between your different views. So this is basically like your navigation view. Click one more time. This is another like driver assistance view. And then you have your digital speedometer readout at the center. And then this is my favorite screen personally, with the tachometer at the center, digital speedometer readout at the center of the tachometer. It lets you know your transmission status and your drive mode. And right now, this is your audio stuff. Then that's your fuel range, ambient exterior temperature, auto stop start stuff, speed limit sign, letting me know that I'm unbuckled, the current time, and then that is your odometer down there. Again, if you click right here, that's gonna bring you into your configurable gauge over here. So basically, you can make that side, let's say you want it to be like your navigation stuff. We can go into navigation, and then this is going to be your navigation stuff. Clicking back out of that, you can go into telephone. So now that's your telephone stuff. Clicking back over to there, you can make it be your speed, so you get a redundant digital speedometer readout. You can also make it be your acceleration stuff, G meter, compass, destination info. It could be G meter. That's what your G. So basically, I think you get the idea about what you can do on that screen. I think it's pretty cool to actually have the G meter over there. So that's probably what I'll leave it on. G meter, G meter, G meter, and boom. Now you can also control what you see on this side by clicking on this button right here. So now you can either be gear display, which is what is displayed right now. Or you can make it be fuel tank display, assist settings, operating temperatures, which is also pretty cool. So you can see your different temperatures over there. You can also go into performance stuff. You can go into your boost. Basically, whatever you want to put over there between this different options here, you can make it be whatever you want it to be. Personally, I kind of like the performance or the operating temp gauges. I think that was pretty cool. So this is probably how I would leave it. Looks very, very sporty. But again, very configurable. I absolutely love that. But anyways, coming over to here, this is the 10-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation that you get with the SE trim level, as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. If you wanted to go back into the Volkswagen screen, you click Volkswagen right there. And then this is going to be your home screen for just the GTI setup. So you have your telephone, radio, media, all these different things here. You can go into your vehicle stuff, and basically it's pretty cool. So you can walk throughout the exterior if you wanted to between these different things here. Very, very cool. What does it say about wipers? I want to see what it says. Okay, so you can go in between those different things right there. Wait, what is this? Wipers in service position. That is awesome. Look. That is very, very cool. That is actually a very useful feature right there. And then you can also go between your different interior lighting, your seat stuff, all of these different things. Very actually easy to use, surprisingly. But yeah, very, very cool. Then you can go in between your vehicle status stuff, all of these different things. You can go in between your different data, long-term, since start, all of these different things here. This is basically your home button. Then you have 3 screens. This is your second screen. This is your third screen. Legal notices. What is legal notices? I don't know, and I don't know if I'm going to go into that right now. And then up top here, basically, these are like shortcut buttons and notification stuff here. You can swipe back out of that if you wanted to. And then basically down here, again, you get heated and ventilated front seats. So you get your ventilated front seats down here. 3 levels of adjustability for both seats, heated and ventilated. And then this is what your climate control system looks like. Pretty cool. I do, again, wish that the climate control had physical controls, but it doesn't. Basically, all you can do is make it colder by that, warmer by that, and then this is your volume controls, volume up, volume down, and then temperature controls for your passenger, colder and hotter. What was that noise? Oh, that was me letting off the brake. Coming down a little bit, 2 HVAC vents. This is your windshield wiper control stock. If you want it to be in the automatic mode, you put it into INT right there. That's automatic essentially. And then you have these 4 different buttons, or 5 different buttons, I guess you could say here. So clicking on this assist button right here is gonna bring you into this screen. So basically you can click here and you can mess with your adaptive cruise control settings, or you can go into here, you can mess with your automatic emergency brake stuff, or you can click here and you can mess with your lane changing system right there. Then back out of that, you can click over here and you can see all your different driver assistance stuff here. Here, I'll go slow through all those different things so you can take a look. So yeah, anyways, to get into this screen again, you click that assist button down there. You also get another assist button over here as well by clicking this, but then that brings you into this screen, and then you just can scroll down throughout here. So basically, this is a redundant screen, except you can access it by pushing the button on the end of the turn signal stalk, or you can click that assist button over here and you can mess with it on this screen as well. And then over here, you can pop up your climate stuff by pressing on that button. You can go into your parking menu. Basically, that's what this is. And then you can turn your parking sensors on or off by the push of that button up top there. Back into that, you can click, this is your hazard button. And then this is your drive mode button. You got Eco, Comfort, Sport, and Custom. Again, drive mode button right there. Coming down a little bit, you get 2 USB-C ports. You get a wireless charging pad down in here. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it fits down in that wireless charging pad, no problem. Coming down just a little bit more, this is your to turn the vehicle on or off, then push P to go into park. This is just like a 992 911. So if you pull back, it's gonna put you into drive. Pull back one more time, it's gonna put you into sport mode. If you push all the way forward, that's reverse. And then just click once back, that's put you into neutral. And again, push P, we're pushing P to go back into park. Pull up on that, that's gonna engage your parking brake. Lights up in amber when the parking brake is engaged. You can also set your phone here if you wanted to as well. And then one thing that's kind of interesting is that when you click this button, if you had a smaller cup, that is basically like your cup holder right there. But it's kind of interesting because you gotta like push it back in like that, and I feel like it might break over time. But anyways, that's what that is. Push that, and then that's basically your cup holder. Otherwise, it's a good amount of storage space down in here. Then you get a 12-volt power outlet right there. You get a nicely padded armrest with some red accent colored stitching. And opening up the armrest, you get a little bit of miscellaneous storage space. I'd say you probably have like 6 inches of depth down in there, but really not all that much space down in there. But closing that back up, this thing also slides forwards and backwards. Very, very nice. You do not get a lockable lower glove box, but when you open this thing up, you can see good amount of storage space in your glove box for, you know, napkins, straws, snacks, stuff like that. Coming up top here, this is one of the options that this vehicle has here on the interior. So this is the $355 auto dimming mirror with HomeLink. The auto dimming mirror does come standard. However, with the home, basically this is like just giving you HomeLink for $355. Basically your universal garage door opener. You can open up 3 different garage bays individually. Then that is your compass. And then again, that's your auto dimming and frameless rear view mirror. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light, both of which are LED. All you got to do is literally tap on the light and they open up. This is your instant dome light on button for all the interior dome lights. And then that is basically if you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. And then that lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. That's your roadside assistance button. And then I'm not going to click on that, but it sensed that I clicked on it. And then this is like your info call button. I'm going to cancel out of that, and then you get your SOS button up there. And then again, as standard with the SE trim level, you get a panoramic roof. So this is what your panoramic roof looks like here from the inside when it is opened up all the way. It goes quite a ways back. And then this also does tilt up as well, which I'll show you once it's closed, but I'm going to move away from that for a second. Vanity mirror, vanity light, a spot you could set a paper product. If you wanted to tilt that up, you push right there, and then you can see it tilts up just like that. And then closing that back up, if you wanted to open this, one thing that's kind of surprising because this is a German vehicle, this slides forwards and backwards to your liking. Very, very nice. And then up top here, you get an OPOOP handle. OPOOP handle on that side as well. And then if you wanted like to not get any light, all you got to do is slide this forward. Now you get that little shield right there. Vanity mirror and whatever, it looks the same on that side as well. Except on this side, you do get a manually adjustable seat. Harman Kardon speaker tweeters in your A-pillars. And really that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in these front seats. There were a couple things that I wanted to go over that this vehicle had that I didn't go over yet. So basically this vehicle has a $165 option, which is a prepaid scheduled maintenance for I think like 30,000 miles. So I think that is really, really cool. For 165 bucks, that's a steal. Now there were a couple things that you get as standard with the SE trim level. Basically you get the panoramic roof, you get the wireless charging pad, you get the Harman Kardon speaker system, you get the dynamic road sign display, which basically is what that is right there, the speed limit sign displaying on your digital gauge cluster. And then you also get adaptive cruise control with stop and go, as well as travel assist, which is basically semi-autonomous driving, as well as a couple other things. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. I suggest you read over some safety things because this comes standard with a lot of safety things, and I think that is really, really cool. But now I am basically just going to highlight the MSRP. The MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Volkswagen Golf GTI SE is spec'd is $40,054. I think that is a very good deal, considering, you know, how cool this vehicle really is. But I do want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. So taking a look at the door panel back here, looks rather basic. Again, you get automatic up and down windows back here, and we will see how far they roll down to about right there. A little bit of miscellaneous storage space down there, and you get a nicely padded armrest. These seats are down. I'm gonna fold that seat back up. Again, you get that Vienna leather. Stepping on into these rear seats, you get a center fold down armrest with 2 cup holders. It's a nicely padded armrest. Seat back pocket behind the driver's seat, seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. You get your 2 HVAC vents here, and then coming down, you get 2 USB-C ports. I am adjusted behind myself, and I am 5'9". Quite a bit of legroom and knee room. Up top here, you get an O-Poop handle and a spot you can set your dry cleaning. Got your dome lights. Another O-Poop panel on the spot you can set your dry cleaning. Again, I am 5'9", and I probably have another 3 inches of headroom back here, maybe 4 or 5 actually. But yeah, I am actually surprised that you also get some seat back pockets up top here, and same thing on that side as well. But by all the legroom and the knee room that I do get here in the GTI. So this thing's actually pretty practical. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. Very, very quick acceleration. This thing has perfect daily driver power. It's got a little bit more actually than perfect daily driver power for majority of people, but for me it's perfect daily driver power because it's quick, but it's not too fast, not like offensively fast. Here's an acceleration. And I just love the DSG, man. That's why this would make a perfect daily. The GSG is just so quick. This thing handles so well. Here, that was the body roll test. Very, very minimal body roll. This thing handles very, very well. And I just love the responsiveness of the DSG, man. There's nothing better than a dual clutch transmission. And on downshift, sometimes you get a nice little crackle. See if I can't catch it on camera. No crackles that time, but man, sometimes you get some sweet little crackles, dependent on if it wants to do it or not. Here's a nice little acceleration here. Makes very light work of doing stuff like that, which is awesome. And that's why it's such a good daily, is because you can literally zip through traffic like nothing with one of these, because it's so small, and then it's also just got like that quick acceleration, you know, that you want. Like watch, I'm just gonna merge into traffic here. You know, and it's not even breaking a sweat. And it got me right into where I needed to be. If I had this car and this was my car, honestly, I'd probably drive it at all times in manual mode. Maybe not at all times, like there'd be some times where I wouldn't want to do it. But a lot of times I probably want to just drive with the paddle shifters because they are just that responsive, you know what I mean? And that makes it a very enjoyable driving experience for me. Like watch. And you know, the harder you're on it, the quicker it responds. But yeah, very, very good paddle shifter response. And that is something that I would look for in a daily that I'm looking to have a little bit of fun in. And I think that's why this would make for such a great daily for those of you guys who are car enthusiasts, yet, you know, you don't want something that gets terrible fuel economy, but you still want something that's fun. That's what this is, because it gets very good fuel economy, but it's also very fun to drive. It's very quick, and it gives you those nice little burbles that you're looking for in between shifts and on downshifts and stuff like that. By the way, with the SE, like I said, you get the Harman Kardon speaker system, and it sounds excuse my language, it sounds really, really good. I'm gonna have to bleep that out, but it sounds really, really good. I do wish the volume was just a little bit louder with the Harman Kardon sound system, but I do think the SE trim level is the trim level to get if this is going to be like a daily or just like another car for you. Let's say you have a Corvette that you drive on the weekends, but you want a daily that's fun. The SE trim level is the one to get, because I don't think that it's too expensive. I think it is expensive-ish, maybe. Watch. It does a very good job at mitigating torque steer. However, you still get a little bit of it, but again, I think it does a very good job at mitigating it, considering, you know, the power level. But I think the SE trim level is the best bang for your buck, in my opinion, because it's very, very nice, but it's not too nice, and it's not Golf R level, but it's just, watch. Oh man, it's very snappy. It is very, very snappy, and I like that. It's got a good personality to it. Yeah, I don't know if I would get a manual Mark 8. Maybe I would. If it was my only car, I'd probably get a manual R8 or Mark 8. But if it was going to be, you know, a second car, a daily, I would probably get it with the DSG, just because, you know, I think the DSG is just better for a daily. But man, this thing is just a lot of fun to drive. I missed the turn. But yeah, very fun to drive. I do kind of wish that it had better brakes. You know, the brakes aren't bad, but they could be a little bit better. But other than that, man, very fun. Here's a nice little acceleration again. See what I'm saying? It's got the really good daily power, because it's not going to get you in too much trouble, but you're still going to have a lot of fun because it feels like you're going pretty fast. You know what I mean? Like, we can just like squeeze in right here into traffic like that. And that's why it makes for such a good daily, because you can do stuff like that. And again, it doesn't have the power level to where it's going to get you in trouble, but it makes you feel like you're going faster than you are. And that's something that like my mom's Miata has. She's got a what's it called? She has an ND Miata, and the one thing that's really fun about that is because it feels very, very fast, even though when you're going like 60 miles an hour, it feels like you're going like 100. And I think that's where these cars do a great job at that, because they make you feel like you're going really fast, but you're not necessarily going insanely fast, but you have that feel that you're going that fast, which makes it a very fun experience. And that's why it's a good daily, because it doesn't make you feel like you got to go extremely fast in order to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? That's kind of the best way to describe it. But man, I love the way that this thing looks. I really like the way that it drives, and I like the power level. You know what I mean? It's got the really just like perfect amount of power for a daily. Transmission is fantastic. The DSG just shifts so quickly. Just an overall great daily. Look, like, one thing I like about it is that the transmission never like hiccups. You know, sometimes with automatics and stuff, the transmission will like hiccup. I have not noticed this thing hiccuping, and that's one thing that I like about the DSGs, is that they do a very good job just being seamless. But that's about it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I literally cannot get there without your support. So if you enjoyed this video in any sort of way, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And then let me know what you think of the Mark 8 GTI in the comments down below. Which trim level is the one to get? And do you guys understand what I mean by the perfect power level? Let me know below. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.